Welcome again to another Curator's Chat. I'm Jason French, Curator of Collections at the Behringer-Crawford Museum. Today, of course, we're in our library, and I have two bits of archives from soldiers from northern Kentucky. One young man from Covington and another young man from Newport. And I thought I would share their stories or little bits of their stories with you because it's Memorial Day weekend coming up, and I wanted to honor them. And I thought I would even maybe read some from correspondences their families got back. They're both World War II veterans. Howard Bruneman was, he was a machine gunner, or at least an ammunition carrier in a machine gun battalion. He was wounded and then unfortunately didn't make it. And I thought I would read some from the correspondence to his family. He was an only child. So we have artifacts from him, including his Purple Heart. Frank Heidelbrink, he was a paratrooper, and I believe in the 82nd Airborne. And he was wounded, and he actually received a Silver Star as well as a Purple Heart. And he didn't make it through the war either. I do not have his Silver Star or his Purple Heart because they were buried with him. But I've got his family archive and much of the correspondence that his family had and things coming back from the government explaining some of his actions. Let's start with how Frank Heidelbrink was awarded his Silver Star. Frank L. Heidelbrink, Corporal, Infantry Company A, Parachute Infantry, for gallantry in action during a strong German counterattack on Company A's newly won position near Sassano, Italy, at 1400 hours, 31st January 1944. Corporal Heidelbrink, aware that the enemy's right flank was exposed, secured all the hand grenades he could carry and crawled forward over open terrain through enemy machine gun bullets, which struck only a foot from him, to a position from which his grenades would be effective in the midst of German fire. Corporal Heidelbrink deliberately threw grenade after grenade into oncoming enemy, killed 4, wounded many others, receiving serious wounds himself until the enemy drive was stemmed in that sector. Residence enlisted, Cincinnati, Ohio. He was from Newport, Kentucky. So I have a letter written here from Howard's commanding officer, and it's dated October 30th, 1944. Dear Mr. Bruneman, your letter of August 24th reached me today in this hospital in England. I regret the delay in answering before this. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you the details of Howard's death, since I was injured and left the company before he was killed. I can, however, tell you something of his courage and spirit. Howard was an ammunition carrier and later an assistant gunner in a machine gun platoon under my command. He was a small boy for such jobs, because they involve carrying loads of up to 60 pounds. Yet despite the speed of our advance, I never heard him complain. In combat, he was afraid, as all of us were, but he did his job well and cheerfully. I considered him one of my better men and on whom I could rely in any situation. His promotion to private first class in combat is a well-deserved one. I believe the action in which he lost his life took place near Ver in Normandy. At the time, our regiment was doing a big job in preventing the Germans from breaking out of that well-known encirclement in which they found themselves just after the big breakthrough. Father Free's 2nd Battalion, 12th Infantry can give you more details than I can. I will forward your letter to him tonight. May I offer you and Mrs. Bruneman my deepest sympathy. Also, if I remember correctly, there was a young lady named Wanda Parker to whom he wrote frequently. To her, too, may I extend my deepest sympathy. Yours, Robert E. O'Brien, 2nd Lieutenant Infantry. Memorial Day is a day that we set aside to remember, and to remember those who have gone before, who sacrificed for us. And these two collections I'm honored to have here at our museum at Behringer, because it really, to me, they tell that story. They're stories of heroism and self-sacrifice, and not only the sacrifice of the individual in combat, but the sacrifice that the family gave to preserve our freedoms here and the freedoms of others all around the world. So it's really a special time to remember those who came before and who gave all for our country and our lifestyle. It's something to think about. Thank you for watching our Curators Chats. I hope you've enjoyed it, that you've thought a little about this, and you feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next chat.